What's up, passionate Pokemon players? I'm Ryan, and we're here for another episode of the Hawks Pokemon Nest. I'm excited. We're going to get into the top 5 Pokemon from Gen 1 and a starter 2, which will make us have a full team of 6 to battle. So we're going to choose the top 5, and then I will end with which of these starters, well, you can't see them yet, but I'm looking at them, but which of these starters we're going to go with. This is going to be a series. I'm going to go one by one. I'll be releasing these mostly, I'll spend a week on them and then, a week off or a couple weeks off or something. So we're going to do Gen 1 and Gen 2 this week. This one will be Gen 1, so let's get into it. All right, here we are. Top 5 Pokemon from Gen 1 and a starter 2. All right, so these are based on, before I get into it, they are based on objective knowledge. Okay? There's no debating it. You can in the comments. I would love to. You can debate it in the comments on how accurate my list is, but there will be no changes, okay? There's going to be no changes. So let's see the first one. Number 5 is Mewtwo. Mewtwo is number 5 of the Gen 1 Pokemon, in my opinion, okay? So why? Okay? They're very, very objective reasons, as you're going to see, very scientific, okay? Empirically proven. Look, Mewtwo has human-like thoughts. He's more sentient. I don't think he's any more sentient than other Pokemon, but, he can be a little bit more entertainment, right? I can sit with him and I can have philosophical conversations, whereas I can't really do that with any other Pokemon, okay? So as I'm going through my journey to catch them all, Mewtwo can be a nice little companion for me, and we can be almost like equals, compared to like trainers and Pokemon, a little bit more like pets, okay? That's just how it is. He canonically killed Ash. I mean, is there any other Pokemon who killed a person? He did in the movie, okay? So another good reason, right? He's very strong Pokemon. Just make sure he doesn't kill your opponent's Pokemon, because probably that would disqualify you, but, that could happen. And he's got a weird tail and fingers. I mean, look at this. And that tail, like, have you ever seen a tail that, like, starts at the torso? A little bit odd, but it makes him cool. He's different, And, I mean, he's strong. Come on. He's, like the strongest Pokemon out there, at least in Gen 1. So very strong Pokemon as well. So next up, this one may surprise some people. We have Psyduck. Psyduck is number 4 on the list of Gen 1 Pokemon, okay? Now, he says Psy-ai-ai, and he does this. It's just very fitting, okay? He's a duck. He says Psy-ai-ai. He's psychic. He's Psyduck, just very, very funny. Now, interestingly enough, and another thing that makes him really great as a Pokemon is gold, and then evolves into a not gold duck named Golduck. I mean, can you make up a better thing? I mean, come on, that's genius, okay? And I'm sure Psyduck himself came up with that. Look, he's been thinking about what to call himself when he evolves for a long time, racking his brain and stuff like that. And then he randomly gets super strong, okay? My opponent, I'm going to send him out, certain battles, certain situations where I think that maybe my opponent's a little bit too cocky, and they're going to underestimate him. And then he's just gonna own some people, okay? All right, and then he's comic relief. I mean, I mentioned just Psy-ai-ai, all that good stuff. Look, he's good comic relief. All right, next up we got Zapdos. Zapdos, another kind of golden Pokemon, but not water type. This is gonna be electric type. So we're starting to get my team. We got some good elements in here. We got to factor that in. We need some variety in elements, and Zapdos is one of those legendary birds. It is right there, right? Now, another interesting thing, sometimes you get those bird battles, and you need a flying type to go and find that bird and take him out. Look, this guy is lightning element, and other birds are weak to it. So that's just going to give him a huge advantage. And when it's flying versus flying, look, this guy's just going to thunderbolt that flying Pokemon right out the sky. I mean, great Pokemon to have, okay? He's also spiky, which I don't know why that one came in second. But, just top tier design to be like lightning bolt, spiky, bird wings. Come on. And he could probably beat up the other legendary birds. I mean, for one, he's lightning, so he could strike him down. He's spiky. Articuno, Articuno a little dainty. Is it that strong? Maybe. Moltres. I think Moltres would just start crying. Straight. Moltres even sounds like it wants to cry. Moltres! Like it's crying. Yeah, Zapdos is beating that thing up. Okay. And also another thing we got to think about, right? It can fly me around. Very important too. Might zap me sometimes, but that's cool. All right, next up, Gyarados. Gyarados is going to be the number 3 Pokemon that I take here. All right, always angry. Okay, this guy's always angry, which means like it's always gonna be ready to fight. Always ready to fight. I don't know why this one. It's the definition of a late bloomer. I mean, Magikarp's really weak. It's gonna really prove my mettle as a trainer and my perseverance as a trainer, because Magikarp's just such a weak Pokemon that it takes so long to evolve, and then going from there. And then really, like, this guy's more dragon than it gets credit for. Very dragony Pokemon. Is also a flying type too. I don't know. Don't ask me how he flies, but he does. There's that. And also another thing that Gyarados will hold a special place in my heart for is being like the OG shiny Pokemon. When you encounter that red Gyarados in the lake, it's like I think it's like, at least to me, like the first and only like guaranteed shiny that you get. I'm sure there are some other ones, as I haven't played past Gen 2 Pokemon games, but it's the OG. All right, and finally, drum roll, please. We gotta hype it up. Who is going to be that last one? Is Gengar. What? Another psychic? Pokemon Psychic Ghost? Well, it's actually Dark Ghost. Now, what makes Gengar so cool is he gains his body as he evolves. He starts off as just like a little head, a head with gas around him, as Ghastly. Then he gets his arms, as Haunter. And then finally gets some feet and attached arms as Gengar. So that's kind of cool in that way. It's also both scary and goofy. Like, look at it, big old. It's just like it's got no neck. It's got no torso. It's just a head with arms and legs sprouting out and little ears. So it's goofy, but I mean, come on, this dude comes to you in the dark. You can't tell me you ain't gonna be scared, okay? And then he can go through walls and scout for me. That's important. We want to know, like, if there's trainers over there that I want to fight, that I don't want to fight. Are we going to do that or aren't we? We're going to have to see. And finally, we've got the starter Pokemon. And this one was actually harder than I expected to go with, and definitely the hardest of the starters, because I really like all of them, but you have to think about practicality a little bit. I don't have a fire type, and I don't have a grass type, so it was between them two. I do already have a water type, 2 water types, in fact, with the Gyarados and the Psyduck, so I had to make a decision, and I went with Charmander. Couple reasons, right? For one, I need someone to check Gyarados. I don't think Venusaur can really like keep it in place when Gyarados, gets a little bit too crazy. Obviously Charmander himself can't, but as the Charmander evolves into Charizard, and Charizard's a little bit unruly too, so I think they could kind of both check each other, play off each other a bit. There is the possibility that they kind of mutiny and maybe like eat me or something. But I think we'll be okay. Next up, we're traveling all the time. We're catching them all. I need easy campfire and cooking. Okay, Charmander's got his little tail that can be fired with Ember. Charmeleon Charizard can heat up my campfire in a second, whereas Venusaur can't really do that. Aside from battling, Venusaur doesn't really get me a lot of advantages here. He's got a flower on it, probably smells nice. I don't know, giant flower. Maybe it doesn't. I mean, maybe it smells gross because he's poisonous. Who knows? So that's a good reason there. And, I just need a fire type, like I said. So that's that. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Hawks Pokemon Nest. Hope you enjoyed my top 5 Gen 1 Pokemons. Very, very objective list, as I'm sure everybody would agree, right? Wouldn't you agree? Very objective list, okay? I got some good reasoning behind it. All right, now, if you liked what you saw, Make sure you hit that subscribe button and become part of the Hawk's Nest. We're a fearless flock of fabulous folks who love to do what we love. I love making these top 5 lists. We're going to have many, many more to come as we get through each generation. And then from there, I'll do some other things. Top 5 Mega Pokemon, top 5 Shinies. You know, we'll have all kinds of stuff flowing through the pipeline as we continue through this channel. But until then, we'll see you next time.